Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of NASRA Special Events, we welcome you back to the culmination of what is the inaugural 2023 NASRA King of Daytona. On coverage of the NASRA 360 Racing Network, the field is on the back straightaway. My name is Wesley Outland. Brady LaBeouf is alongside. Cody Dodd is in production. Brady, the one we've all been waiting for. The time has come. 250 miles, 100 laps here at the world center of racing virtually of iRacing.
Absolutely, Wesley. We're going on week 4 for this event, and we're excited to have it tonight, and can't wait to see what kind of race we're going to have turned out.
Ready to see how it all goes. Real quickly, starting lineup: Jared Barclay and Tucker, row number 1. Row number 2 will find Meg Ronigal, as well as Kirk, row 2. Row 3, Rogers White. Row 4, Chew Blanchard. Row 5, Trabue and Thompson, top 10. Row 6, Osborne and Bullock. Row number 7, Santo and Barnett. Row number 8, Reeves, Henriksen. Row number 9, Wigington, Parsons. Row 10, Plancinikia, as well as Hartwick. And the rest of the lineup includes Justin Lumpkin, Brady's in the booth. Zachary Doust in the back. Ready to go. 22 trucks ready to come to the Tri-Oval. They await the green flag. 250 miles, 100 laps the distance. The one we've all been waiting for. Who will be the inaugural King of Daytona? We're underway. NASRA, you have a race at Daytona, and they'll send them off, Brady, to turn number 1. You got to pace yourself, obviously. This is a long race, but as they climb that 33 degrees of banking for lap number 1, it's going to be Tucker under attack as they work off 2.
Absolutely, and you have a lot of those RTR esports guys, Wesley. Jared Barclay, he won qualifying. You got Rhett Tucker that won duel number 1, and you got Andrew McGonigal that won duel number 2. So you got a lot of the RTR guys up there or working together to start this race.
Right now, watching Rhett Tucker work his way up the outside. Bottom of the racetrack comes Jared Barclay, and as you mentioned, that's that Upfront Motorsports entry. Going at it off the corner. Here they come storming. Funnily off of turn 4. Down to the Tri-Oval. 1 lap in. 99 laps remain. One problem that doesn't remain is the leader, Rhett Tucker. He's got the lead, but Barkley battles back on the bottom into turn 1.
Yeah, we had a couple of guys. It looks like Cole Hendrickson and Christopher Blanchard actually missed the start. They are 12 seconds behind this pack, so hopefully they can get to a caution maybe. Wesley, no stages tonight, so it's just a 100-lap straight-up race, so they're going to definitely need a caution to get caught up to this pack.
And can we also say no stage breaks, as you mentioned, no playoff points, stage points, and there's the format, by the way, 100 laps, fixed setup. No fast repairs, 3 sets of tires plus the original 4 on the car or the truck. 3 attempts at a green-white checker if need be. 100% fuel. I would say that's probably around 35, 40 laps in the fuel capacity. And then, of course, racing at night as they dive off into turn number 1. Who will be the King of Daytona? And honestly, Brady, this is all about bragging rights tonight.
Absolutely. Who will be crowned the first inaugural King of Daytona? So we'll see whose that is at the end of this 100-lap race, Wesley.
By the way, in addition to being live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, we're also live on the Community Radio Network, 87.9 FM, and anywhere at wearecrn.com. As, of course, we just wrapped up football coverage. Right now, the field works their way off of turn number 4. It's Rhett Tucker, the leader. Barclay in second in tow. Meg Ronigal will follow on the bottom of the racetrack. He will hook up with also Kirk. That's the Texas driver. And they work their way again with Rogers top 5 into turn 1. Watching them climb the banking again here. Obviously, 96 laps to go when they come back to the line. Lap 3 this time around. And, of course, Rhett Tucker still the man out in front. And, obviously, Brady, this is a guy that's ran these races a long time. Very well known in the NASRA esports world. And, obviously, looking to have an accolade, a success for this event tonight being the inaugural King of Daytona. But, again, you got a long way to go as they come off 4.
Absolutely. The guys in the Discord, Wesley, have been talking about it all day. They're excited to get this event kicked off. So, a lot of butterflies and and nervousness at the beginning of this race. I think everybody's just trying to feel it out. Of course, the past 2 weeks we've seen two different, style of dual races. So I think everybody just wants to kind of try to make it to the end. They know there's no breaks and whatnot. So, and there's no fast repair. So it's all about making it to that last, lap to make a move and try to win to it.
We're just getting started at Daytona in the NASRA King of Daytona, the inaugural event. We're also past the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification on CRN, the Community Radio Network. And as all of this goes on again, working off of turn number 4, down to the tri-oval, Brady LaBeouf. It is, of course, now a new leader. Aiden Kirk will now power to the top spot. Kirk now the new leader. Tucker battles back on the inside. Welcome back to coverage from Daytona. It is Brady LaBeouf, Wesley Outland, Cody Knott on production. The inaugural NASRA King of Daytona rolls on. It is now Kirk and Tucker battling for the lead as they work the super stretch off turn 2, Brady LaBeouf.
And Justin White's going to get a huge bump to that Aiden Kirk to push him forward. They're making some headway on that outside lane. And Justin White right there for Blue Line Racing in that Wesley Cops, concerns of police survivors. That series actually races tomorrow at Talladega. So a lot of super speedway racing this week in NASRA.
Yeah, have your pick. You've got Daytona tonight. You've got, of course, Talladega tomorrow. And obviously the playoffs in full swing for also the Monday night Season 2 of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. Right now, it's Kirk, the Texas driver. The 47 out of Houston, Texas, all-in-one Auto Works machine. Powers back to the outside. Here comes now Barkley. He'll hook up with Tucker. And now White will hook up with now also Kirk to the backstretch.
Yeah, and look, this is what we're going to see. We're going to see this side-by-side race, and I'm surprised we haven't seen anybody maybe take it 3 wide. I know it's a little too early, but, a lot of these times, especially Daytona, Talladega, Wesley, the wind plays a factor. So I would like to see somebody go up there to see if this third line is going to take off or if it's going to be a factor with the wind.
By request, Cody, is there any way we can make the screen bigger on the monitor? I don't know if you can do that or not, but right now we're kind of finding some of the viewing, if you will. That's a little bit better. I don't care to see the chat box. Thanks to all of our viewers, if they're out there. Thank you, we appreciate it. And right now we work the way to the back stretch. It's Rhett Tucker, the leader. Kirk in second. Thank you, Cody. That's better. Here comes Barkley. White. Chu is going to get by McGronigal, Brady, and make a move on the outside. Will it work? Yes, it will. Put him to 5th as they work off 4.
Absolutely. And, it's all about track position in these races, too. You got to have track position. Rhett's doing a great job of controlling that inside line. Aiden Kirk, I think he wants to get ahead. He might have a shot right here, or maybe coming off a 2, maybe to get down there and kind of control that inside line and see what Justin could do on the outside line. There he goes.
That's right. Makes the move. Kirk will, throws the block on front of Tucker. Barkley will follow, and this time White hung out to dry on the outside. You know what? If you remember the duels and the first couple of weeks leading up to this race tonight, Brady, they would stay 2 by 2, maybe got single file in the conga line, but not 3 or 4 wide until probably about 15 laps to go. I wonder how long it's going to be now as we're approaching lap number 10 in the early stages of this race when that's going to become chaotic. But right now, all these trucks all in a pack as they work turn 4. Back to the line.
Yeah, and Wesley, you saw right there, that was just an example of that last transition right there. Aiden Kirk thought he was doing good by leaving Justin White there to the bottom, but then you come off of turn 2, and Rhett Tucker's got a teammate and Jared Barkley right there, and they work together to get back in front of him. So you got to have buddies in this race. You got to make buddies, and I would have liked to have seen Aiden maybe work a little bit more with Justin right there to where Justin would want to work back with him.
Oh, hands down, you got to have your teammates, no doubt about it. And right now, watching them work their way through the backstretch into turn number 2. And now to turn 3, working now off that corner out of turn 4, back to the tri-oval. And you've got now Rhett Tucker continuing to stay in tow on the bottom of the racetrack. White will follow up on the outside. Thought about jumping out of the line to go 3 wide for a minute was Thompson. Instead, he'll hug right in there and stay 2 by 2. Double yellow line is where the bottom trucks are. That's Tucker. Chu got a little unorganized for a moment. Got disturbed as they work up the bank out of turn number 2.
Absolutely. Now you have Justin White working with Brian Chu for Stick With It Motorsport. So we'll see how that goes and see if Justin White can make a move up there up front. But, you know, Wesley, sometimes at these races, it's better to be on that high line than it is to be on the inside line.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing right now as the leaders work their way again off the corner, coming off the back stretch. Now working 3 and 4, coming to the line. And I'll be honest, the laps are really flying by quickly here as we're seeing trucks peel onto pit road. Brady, I think this is a little early for pit stops, don't you think?
Well, you know, it's all a mind game right now. It's all about you got to work in reverse. You know, you don't start and say, hey, from lap 0, 1 to lap 34, 33, you know, can I pit here? You know, there's no breaks, there's no stage breaks, no cautions that's going to be coming out, you know, as far as race control is going to throw them. So they're working backwards, I believe. They're going to try to do this in about 2 more stops. So that's what they're setting themselves up for, maybe even 3 stops. So I think they're working backwards.
Watching all these pit stops taking place is right now we're seeing now Parsons be the new leader, the number 15, Hunter Parsons from Statesville, North Carolina, originally from Green Bay, Wisconsin, now leading the pack as they come storming off of turn number 4. Now Thompson gets to the lead. The 0-2, Torrey Thompson from Red Bank, New Jersey for 979 Racing, the comp detail and entry. And just like he had the spot on the bottom, now the outside lane, Brady is starting to get past her. But as they work into turn number 3, look at him just swallow back up and catch Parsons on the outside, and Thompson will get back around him out of turn number 4.
Absolutely, and that second pack that you saw go down pit road, actually Cole and Christopher Blanchard passed those guys up. Brett and them's 34 seconds behind. We'll see if they can make some traction and get caught back up. But, you know, Rhett and those guys, RTR Esports, they've ran these races before. They know the strategy that plays a part. At this point, if a caution comes out, you know, they would actually leapfrog this field. But, you know, like you said earlier, you know, it's kind of hard to judge if it was too early to kind of do that. But, hey, maybe they know something we don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Right now, we're kind of watching all this going on here. It's the virtual Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, the inaugural NASRA Kings of Daytona, the King of Daytona 250. 250 miles, 100 laps, the same distance that the trucks normally run in the Craftsman Truck Series that is actually in Bristol right now, just taking the green flag as well. And right now, we're watching this opening 15 laps next time around. And honestly, Brady, everybody calm, cool, collective, the triple C's. That's exactly what you need to do as they work the back stretch here in the early going.
Absolutely, and Tony Pulkenigan is on the verge of going a lap down. He's 41 seconds behind that pack, and you're going to see Hunter Parsons and these guys coming fast to catch him. So it's definitely something to see early on in this race. You don't want to go a lap down at this point in the race right now.
Well, right now, Hunter Parsons still the leader. And again, there you see the driver that we just mentioned, Placenica, with the problem in the number 13 machine from Riverview, Florida. And while that goes on, watching the leader, Parsons, come off the corner. That's the red, black, and white number 15. And look at Jacob Reeves representing Georgia. Rome, Georgia's number 57 in that pack. Hooks up with Kerry Tribune and others. Working down in the corner. Santo from the back. Brady all the way to the top 5. He's up on the outside. Thompson on the bottom as they work again out of turn 4. And Lumpkin is starting to get in the dance in the 18.
Absolutely. And like I said, here they come. They come in the pit. So we'll see Hunter Parsons. Looks like the 7 of Kerry Tribute, Aiden Kirk, Curtis Rogers, and the 12 of Zach Hartwick's down pit road, Wesley.
So this is the only thing that I'm thinking, Brady, and like you said, it might be a reverse thing. I'm thinking if they pit early, they might be able to go a longer distance to not force 3 or 4 pit stops in this race. I think that might be the strategy that we're seeing these guys use right now. And somebody like yourself that normally races as Kerry Tribune just overshot his pit box. He'll lose a couple of seconds. And now Santo, Reeves as the leaders. Here comes Tucker in that pack. By the way, Red Tucker all the way in 17th spot. And there's the battle for the lead working off the corner out of turn number 2.
Yeah, but the problem with this, Wesley, that I have, it's just my opinion, is, you're doing these pit stops early. It's 100% fuel. They can go, double the distance of what they're going now. You saw right there that 7 of Kerry Tribute have a problem in his box, having to back up. That costs time. You can get left alone by yourself, like we saw the number 13 of Tony, and go a lap down. That's the risk that you take, and that's why I'm not so sure I would be doing that right now. That's just my opinion.
Me and you are probably in agreement on the same thing. I agree with you because honestly, I didn't think we'd see them pit this quickly. I just really didn't. I was thinking you could probably go, roughly what, 35, 40 laps, and then you got to make pit stops. We're not even at that mark yet. We're not even halfway at that mark yet right now, if you will, of 35 laps, Brady LaBeouf. And we've seen everybody come down to the pit lane for the most part. Obviously, now Lumpkin will be the new leader. Osborne in that second spot, Chew to third, and then all this is going on as they work their way out of the corner.
Yeah, and look, if I'm these guys right here, the 18 of Justin Lumpkin, Sick with in Motorsports, Andrew, Ed, Brian, all these guys in this front pack, I'm getting single file, and I'm saying, hey guys, let's just work together, and let's just keep pulling further and further away from these guys that have already pitted. That's what I would want to do if I was them. Like, hey, let's put some time, guys. Let's make some time trials right here for at least the next 10 laps, and then we'll pit. But like to your point, Wesley, they should be able to go 32 to 37 laps on a fuel run. It all depends on where you're at in the draft, right? If you're leading, you're going to use more fuel. If you're in the back, you're going to be able to save a little bit.
Well, right now it's Justin Lumpkin, the leader, but for how long? He's got Osborne on his back door tailgate, working inside, working outside as they work their way off the corner down the super stretch here at the Virtual World Center of Racing, about to be 1/5 of the way. Let's give you your top 10 here in the inaugural NASRA King of Daytona 2023. It's Lumpkin the leader, Ed Osborne in second, Brian Chew is third, followed by Santo and Reeves, your top 5. Thompson, White, Wigington, Bullock, Tucker. Those are the guys that pitted just around lap number 12, and they are now working their way, Brady, back into the top 10 as they come to the tri-oval out of 4.
Absolutely, and Justin Lumpkin's about to work his way into turn 1. That second pack that we're keeping track of, 27 seconds behind Rhett Tucker. He's going to be coming out of turn 4 right now. So it looks like about 6 to 7 trucks in that, 6 trucks in that second pack. And then we have a third pack of Hunter Parsons that's in the middle of 3 and 4.
"20 laps this time by. Working now, again, 1/5 of the way through. The race, again, 50 laps the halfway make. 100 laps the distance, and this is, again, 250 miles. Now, and remember, Brady, this is double what they ran in the duels last week at Daytona and the week prior to that, which was 125-mile-an-hour qualifying races, which is 50 laps.
That is correct. And, I mean, what an eventful duels we had, right? The first duel
Oh, yes.
ran 43 laps before we saw a caution. That one ended in a green-white checkered with Red Tucker winning. The second duel was aggression. We actually saw a weird caution where the fuel mileage played a part. And we saw some guys, it turned into a fuel mileage race, right? We had some guys that can make it, some that couldn't. And then we saw a late race caution that brought the field back together with another green-white checkered. So 2 different races, and it seems like this one's turned into a third different race.
Watching Lumpkin now. Battle with Osborne. Off that corner now. That's just for first and second. We've yet to see them pit. Down the back stretch on that double yellow line. Making sure they don't go cross or advance their position for it. The Darren's Nail Gun Repair, number 18. Justin Lumpkin right there, one of the regulars on the Monday and Friday series from Corinth, Mississippi for swim. Jeff Sickles' group, Sick With It Motorsports, working off turn 4. Back to the line, closing in on 1/4 of the way and 25 laps. And so far, we've been cleaning green, Brady, and we've seen a little bit of exciting moves, but nobody for the most part has been aggressive whatsoever.
Absolutely not. And I think that's part of the strategy, right? Everything's spread out. So that's why you see a lot of green flag racing, but we're coming up on 1/4 of a way here, and I think Justin Lumpkin likes where he's at in this position.
Back straightaway, back stretch out of that third turn down to the inside. It's Lumpkin staying to the bottom. Osborne will follow as they work off that turn. Down into turn 3 and 4. Back to the line. And they come to the stripe. 1 lap to 1/4 of the way through. 100 laps the distance. Field is storming at speed in a pack. Right now, the interval from the leader to 19th is 39 seconds, where you find the 65, Brady, of Curtis Rogers. Again, that's the because of all of these early unscheduled green flag pit stops. Or maybe it wasn't planned to happen this way.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see these guys within the next 10 laps, I would imagine. They're going to have to pit, and then you'll see Rhett Tucker and those guys take over the lead in that pack. But then it seems like we're going to be coming up at about another 10 to 15 laps maybe, and they're going to have to pit. So it's going to be a stagger of pit stops. We're going to see this over and over again. So actually, Wesley, to our benefit, I don't see us maybe having a caution, just because the way this field's going to be spread out into 3 different packs.
Yeah, that might be exactly correct. We'll see. That was something we actually discussed with everybody all being in different comparisons of the strategy and not having maybe a full 43 truck field like we had anticipated to want. But I will tell you this, we're happy with what we got. And right now, these guys putting on the show, the bragging rights on the line to be the inaugural NASRA King of Daytona for part of NASRA special events, NASRA Speed Weeks, all culminating to this race on this Thursday night. And Lumpkin is the leader. Osborne right there looking inside, looking outside. Can't find anything there. Chu, Santo, now the top 4, Brady, starting to pull away from Reeves as they go back to turn 1.
Absolutely. And just an update, Rhett Tucker in that second pack is now 25 seconds. They kind of go back and forth, right? Rhett's about 5/10 faster than this front pack, and then the front pack gets organized again, and they go about another 5/10 faster than the second pack. So it's kind of going back and forth a little bit, but they are making some traction. And Aiden Kirk is trying to stay ahead of Tony and Kerry Tribute for that lucky dog position too.
And we're keeping an eye on that as they work their way back to the back stretch with Lumpkin still the leader. Osborne now in second. And we were just watching Tucker and McGonigal in 10th and 11th. Losing ground on all of those drivers right now. As, again, that distance is 22 seconds, or 27 seconds actually, is what I'm trying to look at on timing and scoring. And right now we're seeing Lumpkin just kind of ride and drive. And I say that in no disrespect, Brady. This is what you need to do. You're in the early going. Don't make any crazy moves. Don't do anything to take yourself out of this race. And you got to remember, there's no fast repairs. You crash, you damage, you go on the damage clock to try to fix it. But if it's really bad, you're out of the race. You're towed. You're done.
Oh, absolutely. And look, if I'm going to make this decision right here to run out the rest of this fuel run right here and go to that, lap 32 to 35, whatever it may be, I'm going to run side by side here. There's no reason, we're going to lap 30. There's no reason to, kind of get aggressive and kind of run side by side and maybe mess up and cause a caution. Let's just run it out. Let's get our pit stops done, get reorganized, and see how it's going to play out.
Watching them work their way down the back stretch. There's the pace truck, waiting anxiously to see if he'll be deployed back onto the summoned on the racetrack again. No yellow flags yet. And right now, watching everybody in this pack, nice and comfortable. 30 laps in, 70 to go in the inaugural Kings of Daytona. As they work their way down the back straightaway, Lumpkin, the leader, Osborne, Chu, Santo, Reeves. We're live on the NASRA 360 Racing Network for the video feed on YouTube and Facebook. We're also live on the Community Radio Network, 87.9 FM in the Carolinas of Clayton, Raleigh, Smithfield, Garner, and at wearecrn.com. And Brady, again, right now, just watching this conga line of speed stay single file as they work their way again back off into the corner number 1 and 2. Nobody is jumping out of line whatsoever.
Absolutely none, and they continue. I'm anxious to see, Wesley, how far they're able to go right here. I know Justin Lumpkin was in that pack earlier. He was able to save some fuel playing with the draft, and now he's up front. I'm anxious to see what lap they're going to come in.
From the aerial view, and now they work their way off of turn number 3 and 4. Coming back down to the tri-oval. Right now, everybody holding that line from inside. No one jumping out of line. 70 laps to go, now 69 remaining. A very fast timed race here since the drop of the green, Brady. And I'll be honest, man, it has been all Lumpkin since we saw the pole truck of Tucker or Barclay, Reeves, those guys up in the front earlier. Now they've kind of fell back. And we're looking at Osborne making a run on the lead for Lumpkin, and waiting patiently is going to be Brian Chu, ready to pounce on them here.
Yeah, and a key note, about 4 laps ago, we saw teammates working together. Hunter Parsons, Steve Bornett. Oh, and as we have a wreck. We have a wreck.
Oh, we got a caution. So our first yellow flag of the race, we got cars in the tri-oval. And this will put us under the caution for the first time on lap number 32 here tonight. Spinning, Hunter Parsons. Did he bounce off? Well, I think he had help, Brady. Looks like Barnett might have got into him. The Monday night winner, by the way, at Charlotte.
That was actually 4 laps ago. That wasn't a caution. See, Hunter right here disconnects, but he could have kept going. We stayed green.
Wow.
It was Hut Wickington and those guys coming off of 4. We had some guys pitting right here, Wesley. Huck Wiggington, trying to see what happened.
Oh, wow, there you go. Oh, man, trouble right there. There it happens. Kirk Wiggington. Watch again. That's Kirk up on the outside. The green and gray truck hits the right rear. Got into Wiggington. Nowhere to go for Bullock. Oh, boy, oh, boy. Or was that Thompson, actually? That was Thompson in the 0-2. And we go into the caution flag.
Yeah, Thompson's going down pit road. Huck actually comes up into the 47 of Aiden Kirk and causes that. So Huck will be going to the back of the pack with an EOL for that one.
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Everybody coming down pit road now. You would expect no different. Four tires and fuel, you thinking, Brady? Oh, Calvary's in.
Oh, look, at this point in the race, which we're at lap 30, 34, 35, yes, I'm taking my 4 tires right here. I'm getting it full tank of gas because if I'm pitting under green, Wesley, I'm doing fuel only. So caution, I'm definitely taking 4 tires this early on in the race.
Well, as we have a break under the yellow flag first time here, let's see if we can try to grab one of the swim drivers and get his thoughts in the broadcast booth. Man up in front right now, the number, of course, 18 from Corinth, Mississippi. Justin Lumpkin looking good right now. Obviously, shuffling out of the pit, you'll end up in the top 12, but you've been up in the front right now. Your strategy to be the inaugural King of Daytona.
Man, honestly, didn't plan to go to the front that fast, but I know Rhett and his guys pit real early, and then we kind of got shuffled, and we just kind of went with what we had. I know we pitted first there. We come out here. I just wanted to come to the back again and be out of the chaos. And my strategy is just to be there at the end and see what happens.
Brady LaBeouf. Well, maybe Brady doesn't have a question for you, Justin. I guess I'll ask
I'm
you.
sorry, Wesley.
Go ahead.
I'm dealing with the race guys. But Justin,
Okay.
it looks like you guys are running up front up there. You know, what is it saying as far as you guys can run? Is it 33, 35 laps on a full tank?
For me, it was saying about 34 total laps, and that was cutting it close. But then you had other guys saying that they could make it to 35, 36. So it just depends on how hard you push it. And if you're drafting, letting off, it just really depends on your strategy and how you're racing.
I got you. Well, what's the strategy moving forward? You guys going to run it out again, and you could probably almost make it from here on out on one more stop, right?
Yeah, I would think
Yeah,
so.
it would be close. My strategy is just to keep doing what we're doing and trying to pit here, so kind of trying to stay focused. But yeah, just pit won't try to. We was going to third it, and that caution come out, so we're going to top off here and see how far we can push it on the next run and kind of play it by ear without what everybody else does, and then go from there. Try to
Justin, did you find it strange that they were peeling off on pit road around lap 10?
Me and Brian were talking about it, and we were like, "Why are they pitting so early?" But I know the undercut can be killer here if it goes green. So I know that's a strategy that we've used here at Swim before, and maybe not that early, but we've used the undercut, and we'll see how it plays out if it continues to stay green.
All right, buddy. We'll see how things go at the end. Corinth, Mississippi's swim driver, of course, Justin Lumpkin right now, the man up in front. Check it in with him. And Brady, I told you 30, 35 laps on a fuel run, 100% fuel capacity. That's normally what the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series normally do at Daytona in their race in February, and it mimics what iRacing has as you look at the top 5 here as we'll get ready for a restart. And I for the life of me, can't understand why you would go for an undercut on a super speedway this early in the going. I don't understand the strategy behind it. Maybe going to pit stops, maybe. They might be under the gun if they, pit around lap 70, 75, and we have a caution. And then over time, they might have to be worried about conserving fuel. Then, Brady, you'll see them drop to the bottom of the apron to stay on the flat. But other than that, pitting on lap 10 to 15, I couldn't figure it out. And we do have the lights off for the pace truck. The field is coming back to the Geico restart zone, and we are backing away here at the virtual Daytona International Speedway. Who will be the winner of the inaugural Kings of Daytona 2023? Osborne taking them back to speed. He's got you on the outside. White will follow. Barnett, the Monday night winner. Reeves up there as they work again out of turn number 2. And the back stretch now. I think Brady had to step away for a moment. We've got Osborne got White there. White making a move, hooks up under the tailgate of White. And chew up the racetrack. Barnett will follow. Here will go Reeves. Trying to get something going on the outside, and still not just yet as they work their way off the corner. We got one coming down pit road. Bullock's on pit road. All this happening. Bullock, Barclay, Tucker. And Brady, are you back with me? I,
Yes, Wesley, I'm back.
I don't know what I mean. I like I told you. Look at this strategy now. They're back pitting again.
Yeah, I guess they're just trying to make it here on one stop, Wesley. That's all I could think of. It's crazy. I'm trying to figure it out as we go.
And it's again Rhett Tucker, McGonigal, Barkley, all making these stops. All RTR Esports machines. They're teammates. They're going to ride or die together. I can tell you that much.
Well, I think Wesley, Brandon Bullock had some damage. He was involved in that wreck too. So I think you see the 7 carry tribute, Brandon Bullock, Aiden Kirk, these guys that are lapped down. They were all involved
Oh,
in
yeah.
that accident.
Right now, Osborne is the leader. New leader, Osborne, on that restart. Justin White in that second spot from no one knows, Blue Line Racing entry. Steve Barnett on the inside. Chu, Reeves, Henriksen in the 101. That's a driver, Brady, that's came out of nowhere, and he's definitely talented in that triple-digit truck, working off 4.
Absolutely.
Working now to 8th. Look at him. Look at that precision. Quickly taking the RU Works entry from the top of the racetrack to the bottom. Hugs that line. Hooks up with Kerry Tribune. Reeves will go up on the outside to hook up with Chu. All of this happening now as they work their way again off the corner. And they hit the back stretch. And, well, 60 to go. We are approaching halfway in this race, believe it or not. And about 10 more laps.
Yeah, I mean, maybe right there, the way that caution came out, Wesley, it puts them about 2 to 3 laps short, maybe on one more stop. So that's why we saw the RTR guys come down and pit. So maybe they for sure can make it on one more stop. But man, the way this race is playing out, I don't know if I agree with that call or not.
And then you got guys like Lumpkin who we checked in with, and the people that pitted around the caution flag that literally were saying, "Hey, we plan to pit now. We're going to pit one more time around lap 70 to 75, and then we go to the finish." And I know you were taking care of some other things management-wise for NASRA, and I don't know if you caught that or not, but I would only say that the guys that pit around 75 or 80 might be in trouble, is obviously if we go into overtime, into the 3 attempts at a green-white checker. But right now, strategy-wise, Lumpkin and these other guys, I think they're ahead of the game. I don't know what Tucker and these other ones are thinking, unless they're thinking there's going to be the big one, and they're going to be in the right place at the right time, and strategy-wise be there for the taking at the end of it. We'll find out. What's that quote from the movie Dodgeball? This is a bold strategy, Brady. Let's see if it pays off.
Absolutely. And now we see Steve Bornett. Oh, that was a tongue twister there, Wesley. Steve Bornett for Highline Racing up here leading this pack now. We'll see with him, Ed Osborne. You got Jacob Reeves, Mission 1 Esports, Justin White. A couple of guys that raced on Mondays with us. Brian Chu's up there also. Brian Chu was having a great run at Charlotte Monday until he got wiped out on that last lap. But yeah, we'll see what, if they, like I said, Wesley, I'm thinking these guys could get to lap 70. If they can get to lap 70, I think they're going to be in the catbird seat.
Barnett, Hillbilly Racing 42. Winner on Monday. And remember, Brady, that's one of those drivers that we mentioned that he's not in the playoffs. He's not in the Fast 20, but, man, he shocked everybody at Charlotte.
Absolutely. And, Steve was due. It was only a matter of time before we saw him in victory lane again from his last season win at Michigan, his hometown. But, great job by Steve. He played the strategy right with Joey and Hunter Parsons and whatnot. But, yeah, these guys don't make the playoffs, but then they come out and win playoff races. I love it. I think it just makes a better story, than what we see.
back straightaway, working their way into the corner into turn number 3. And right now it is Barnett, the leader. Barnett, Osborne, 1 and 2. Reeves, the third. White, Hartwick, here they come. They're all single file. And Brady, as I said, here's the conga line. You just get in a line. You got your leader is Barnett. He is, of course, the conductor, the caboose in the back. I think it's going to be, I think right now, Lumpkin or Chew. You just get in line and stay single file.
Did not see this coming, Wesley. This kind of strategy and whatnot. I just didn't see this coming, and I thought we would see a lot more 2 wide, 3 wide racing. But everybody knows, you got to make it at the end. You got to have enough fuel. So I think everybody's just working together just to get to that last pit stop, and then it's half at it, boys.
And approaching halfway very quickly. Obviously, only one caution flag. And honestly, Brady, if we wouldn't have seen that incident happening, it looked like it might have been a product of slow trucks, fast trucks trying to come onto the pit lane, maybe. If we wouldn't have had that caution, we would have probably still be at green flag right now. Like literally, and setting ourselves up for another round of green flag pit stops before halfway.
Absolutely.
So again, right now, Barnett, the leader. There goes Osborne. Going to the inside, going to the outside. Reeves in tow, single file. Thank you, Cody. There's your top 5. By the way, tomorrow night, Brady, where's NASRA? Talladega? Tomorrow night, right? Cody night?
Talladega Super Speedway.
Woo, that's going to be fun. Gotta like Talladega. Gotta like Daytona. And NASRA, for the last, it seems like 2 weeks, has been at both.
Absolutely. And, it wasn't planned that way. Some things just happened for a reason. And it just seems like... we saw Monday series at Daytona, this series at Daytona. Fridays is going to Talladega. Sometimes it just works out that way. That's just like, I didn't even know Mondays is going to Bristol Motor Speedway, Wesley, and they're running officials this week because NASCAR is at Bristol, and we didn't even account for that. So everybody can get their practice in running officials this week.
That's right. The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series actually in action tonight, and big kudos to my buddy William Sawalich winning the battle over Luke Fenhouse in the Arkham Menards East Series to win the championship. And Brady, there's a guy, talking with Ty Majeski on Finish Line, my Fox Sports radio show yesterday, and also speaking with William Sawalich before Luke Fenhouse. These are guys that literally use iRacing to try to help them in the simulation to run the real tracks before they get in their cars or trucks and hit the real speedways.
Oh, I bet. Now, I bet it's a great tool to have, especially if you go somewhere for the first time. A couple of weeks ago, the SimRacerHub.com Truck Series went to Canadian Tire, Mosport, and I never turned a lap over there.
Oh, wow.
And man, I tell you what, it took me about 2 to 3 days to get familiar with that place.
Avoid Quebec Corner, no doubt.
Absolutely.
We're approaching halfway. He's Brady LaBeouf. I'm Wesley Outland. Cody Dodd on production. Welcome back to our coverage, not only of the NASRA 360 Racing Network, for those that are watching on NASRA on TV, whether it be YouTube or Facebook. Of course, we're live on the Community Radio Network at wearecrn.com. And right now, looking for cross flags and a few more laps. And still, Jacob Reeves being the new man to go up in front. The Rome, Georgia driver now has the 2, Justin White right there in tow. And obviously, Brady, to plug cops. This was the previous Monday of what was 9/11. We had a special homage in memory of the first responders and the falling people from 9/11, and obviously cops is a very big part of that, and really cool to see them as a sponsor on the Truck Series Friday night.
Absolutely. We appreciate Pug Wigginton and those guys for making that happen, that whole organization, that group. We definitely appreciate those guys coming, following us, and taking a ride with us every weekend. Well, every week that we go track to track, and along for the ride with us. So we appreciate them tremendously.
Well, the field will be coming to the cross flags next time around, and we'll be 50 laps in. 50. Oh, hold on, Justin White, right there, almost going below the bottom of the apron there. Nice save to get right back behind the double yellow line of the tailgate of Reeves, but the field works off the super stretch, and they will be coming to the cross flags this time by in the inaugural NASRA 2023 King of Daytona here at the Virtual World Center of Racing. 50 laps down, 50 laps to go. Brady LaBeouf, boss of NASRA, your take of the first half of this race as they work off turn 4.
Just unpredictable. I did not see this coming. As you see right now, live, this front pack, they're starting to get too wide because they're so unorganized. The second pack, Red Tucker's catching them by 2 seconds on that last one. I feel like they're just trying to make it to lap 65, 70-ish to make it on that one stop, but they are slowing down a lot. And I don't think that's the chord they want to play right here. But yeah, we've only seen one caution so far, Wesley. A very spread out race. You see different pit strategies, early pit stops, late pit stops. Everybody on their own strategy this first half of the race.
Big bragging rights to be the inaugural 2023 King of Daytona. And by the way, Brady, me and you and Cody were kind of talking about things in our production meeting before coming on the air tonight for this race. This is kind of things you're going to be working on for Speed Weeks and the NASRA, King of the duels, and of course the formats that you like, what we did with this Daytona event, and obviously Talladega on deck next, probably coming up in October or November.
Absolutely, we're going to run trucks at Talladega. We thought about Xfinity, but they just had a new update with the Xfinity car, and we've gotten mixed reviews from it. So we're going to kind of wait a little bit. Usually when iRacing has new updates like that, it's always kind of cringing, to kind of throw a race together and see what happens. So the safe bet is to run trucks at Talladega, so that's what we're going to do.
Right now, field storms to the start-finish line. Another lap on the board. Brian Chu now ready to look for the lead, and here comes more drivers going after him. That's Kirk. That's a lap truck. Multiple laps down. Also, Santo. He's not a lap down, though. Use the lap truck as a pick. He goes to the lead of the back straightaway, getting around Chu out of 2. Now Rogers will move to that second spot. And look at this now. Here comes Brady. Chris Blanchard. He won Daytona a few weeks ago in the NASRA Monday Night Series. And here he comes now, starting to show his muscle in the top 3 out of 4.
Yeah, like I said, you got a lot of shuffling around in this front pack. It looks like guys want to get away from leading, kind of conserve fuel a little bit more. So you got a lot of guys shuffling themselves around to get to the back of the pack to use that draft. Like I said, we're approaching about, I would say, 14 to 15 laps, and then their fuel window is going to open up. But like I said, that second pack of Rhett Tucker, Andrew McGonigal, Zachary Dowse, Jared Barclay, they are coming. They're only 12 seconds back, so I have a feeling they're going to catch this pack.
And by the way, as you mentioned, Tucker leads that cavalry. And right now, there you see him, all in tow. Here's the deal as we're approaching lap 55. And Brady, you just hit it on this. They're in a pack. It's RTR right there with one another, so it's teammates racing with one another in a pack, and 3, 4, 5 trucks, single file, speed-wise, are quicker to run down this pack than you being solo by yourself around the racetrack.
Yeah, and I almost don't understand this part of the double file. You know, if some of these guys got spotters, I'd be telling them, hey, let's stay single file. You're bringing in that second pack. You know, they're about a second faster than us when we're running side by side. So it just kind of, I think this is the part that confuses me is when they get side by side, knowing that, hey, we just got to make it, you know, about 12, 13 more laps to get our pit stop in, and then it's, you know, every man for themselves.
Every man for themselves. Got to Haiti bar the door for the home stretch, no doubt, for sure. Brady LaBeouf right now working, as you see, the leader. That's now Blanchard. And here we go. Whoa, hold on, Santo. Almost went below the double yellow line and got loose on the apron. And Brady, you've ran these races a long time as well. You can't make these mental mistakes because honestly, you can be in tow and it looks like they're going 180 miles an hour. But if you make one wrong slip, one judgment of error, going high, going low, not letting somebody know which direction you're going, crash. Bottom line.
Oh, you know, we just on Mondays, about 2, 3 Mondays ago, we ran 100 laps at Daytona.
Yep.
It was the cutoff race before our playoffs, and
Yep.
you know, for the folks at home, you know, it may look like, you know, easy. These guys are, you know, holding a straight wheel and they're going. Once you get in the draft and this air gets disturbed, it is not easy, and you're trying to predict where that truck in front of you is going so that you can push him. And if you don't push him square, if you get offset just a little bit, you're spinning him out. So you know, it's definitely you know, it takes a lot. You know, it's a learning process in order to push that guy and, you know, kind of keep a straight truck up front to make this thing work. But by any means, once your truck gets in that dirty air and it wants to pull you to the left, it wants to pull you to the right, and you're actually going back and forth just to keep the truck straight going down the straightaway. So this is not that easy that people may think that it is. It's not easy at all, Wesley.
We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification. This is CRN's coverage of NASRA. And while that goes on, working now off that corner out of turn number 2 to the back straightaway. It is Santo now the leader. Brian Chu in second. Lumpkin third. Blanchard and Rogers. Your top 5, that's the way it stands here. They go to turn number 3 now. Welcome back to coverage on the Community Radio Network. At the top of the hour, Brady LaBeouf, Wesley Outland, Cody Knott on production. Daytona, the inaugural 2023 King of Daytona. Working now, 40 laps to go as they come to the line. And now, Brian Chu and Santo, Lumpkin, Brady back up there in the top 5 as they work back to turn number 1.
Yeah, and I'm hearing, Wesley, the leaders are actually coming on the comm. Some of these guys, you know, they run in team channels in the Discord. So a lot of them can't, you know, really talk to one another if they're not on that same team, obviously.
Right.
So if they're not in the same team, they're talking, you know, through this session. So they're telling them, hey, you know, guys, we just got to make it, you know, 5 to 6 more laps and we should be good to go on fuel. So it's good to see the guys working together, even though they're not teammates and whatnot.
Brian Chu. Do they pit? Not yet. They stay in line. There goes Aiden Kirk. What might have been for Aiden Kirk or Bullock as well. He's had some success in the world of NASRA on the Monday, Friday series, Brady. But bad luck tonight. Caught up in the accident. And both those drivers multiple laps down. 6 laps for Bullock. Couple of laps down for, of course, Kirk. If a caution was to come out, Kerry Tribune, one of the NASRA veterans in the number 7, would get the free pass, the lucky dog, if you will, to go back to the lead lap. Right now, the field funnels back into turn number 3, and Brian Chu for DSR Electric on the 51, Brady, is the man up in front. He has got to be ecstatic for Swim right now, the native out of Fort Myers, Florida. 40 to go at the line at Daytona.
Absolutely. And you bring up Brandon Bullock. Shout out to Brandon. Warrior Racing Esports entry, that number 17 truck. Brandon's one of the, around NASRA, he's one of the best pushers you'll have. I know that if I was racing tonight, I would love to have Brandon behind me pushing me, but it's just unfortunate he got caught up in that that one and only caution that we had, Wesley. So hate to see that for Brandon. He's running 5 laps down, but hopefully he can come back and be king of Talladega next month.
Right now, it is Brian Chu, the man leading the way. By the way, Brady, you mentioned it, closing in faster and faster. Maybe now less than 8 seconds. So, or was that actually 6 seconds back?
Yeah, 6.6.
Those drivers,
Yep.
yeah. So let's stay at the line, Cody. Stay right here at a speed shot. Pick up that pack right there. No. Pick up your leaders. There you. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that, Brady. That's a perfect view to show you how fast they're closing in on that group going to turn 1 and 2.
Absolutely, and I'm curious to see what transpires. Rhett and them's going to have to pit again, and this front pack that you see at the top of your screen, folks, that if those guys can make it about another 5 to 6 laps, I feel like, and they all get together and run this thing out, I think these 4 guys right here are going to be in trouble, having to pit again. But do they catch the pack and pit with them? Or do they run it out until they run dry? It's a big mess, Wesley. I would not want to be a crew chief, that's for sure, in this race.
Aerial view up top side. And now back to the camera view, panned into 1 and 2. Brian Chu is that leader. So far, 1 caution in the race around lap number 35. Since then, another solid green flag run. And Brady, as those drivers from Tucker, of course, Dallas, Barkley, McGonigal, all we mentioned, starting to close in and run down that pack. It's under 2 seconds now. Look at that.
Well,
That's how
they
close
were
it
able
is.
to get, they were able to catch on to the draft of that last truck, and
Yeah.
it's just pulling them all towards it. So they're going to catch them. It's just, are they going to be on the same pit fuel strategy as them? Are they going to pit with them? Or are they going to stay out and stay single file? So
In my opinion, Brady, strategy-wise, and I'm just in the broadcast booth, I would pit with them. Because they're going to be coming in probably in about 10 laps. Between 70 and 75. We know we're going to see green flag pit stops unless we get a caution. Now, if they get a caution, Brady, they are the strategist kings of the King of Daytona.
Well, that caution came out on lap 31, so you figure they pitted on 32, even if they topped off on 33. We went back to green, I want to say, on lap 35, 36. So they're approaching 30 laps. This next lap is going to be 30 laps for them that be running. As we talked to Justin Lumpkin early in the broadcast, he said 34. So they're going to be within that 4 laps right here pitting. So you'll see 69, lap 70. They're pitting, and they should, like I said, be able to make it. They should be able to make it from that point on.
Yeah, the only way that I would say that they're going to be in fuel trouble is going to be if we start getting a plethora of cautions and force multiple attempts at a green-white checker. Look at Tucker now. Excuse me. Coming through, he'll go to the top side of the safer barrier. McGonigal will follow in tow. His teammate for RTR, and so is also Doused. They're making a run through the pack. This is in the top 10 as they go through the tri-oval.
Yeah, and I would say they just need to make it 1 more lap, Wesley. If my calculations are correct, they go around 1 more lap. They should be green to go the rest of the way. So now they won't have enough for a green-white checkered, but at least, to hit that 100 mark, 101 is the magic number, they'll be able to make it. So next lap, and I'm hearing on the radios, they're talking about lap 69 maybe. So
Okay, yeah.
But here we go. Rhett Tucker and that gang, they're going to pass these guys up.
Look at how strong he is. Wow. Look at how strong to the outside. Rhett Tucker, McGonigal, teammates running. Barclay will follow. And they pass the bottom like it's just a sitting duck, if you will. Right now, the outside lane is starting to work for the first time I think we've seen all night. And it's Rhett Tucker brave enough to do it, Brady, as they work in 2.
Yeah, and, part of me knows that if the green light, if Justin Lumpkin and Brian Chu right here know they can make it, I would just bring everybody down pit road. You're even with Rhett Tucker and RTR Esports. Just bring it on down pit road. Be on the same strategy as them, knowing that Rhett and those guys have to pit again. Do not let Rhett and those guys get in front of you to where you're playing chase. Play attack mode right here.
And well, here's the thing too, Brady. If we see Brian Chu or Lumpkin or Santo on the bottom lane peel down to commit to come to the pit road, and they're stuck on the outside lane, storming off turn 4, they're not going to be able to get on the binders. If you're on the outside lane, you're getting ready to pit, you've got to go to the bottom of the apron to the double yellow line, or you're in trouble. Right now we watch that. As you see now, Tucker powers by Chu, Lumpkin, Santo. And it's not just Rhett Tucker by himself, Brady. He's carrying his entire RTR team and Barclay with him as they work off 4. Here we go. Brian Chu. Hear what I told you. Look at this. They're coming in. Lumpkin, Chu, Santo, Tribune, Rogers, Osborne. The money stop, Brady, going on lap 69, as you said.
Yep, the 18 of Lumpkin gets in his box clean. The 06, 28, 7. Everybody got in their box pretty clean, Wesley. So they should be close together once they come out and get back in line and make a run for it.
And Brady, if Tucker, McGronigal, Douse, Barkley, or Smart, they will peel down on the pit road this lap. Let's find out. They're working off turn number 3 and 4. And yes,
yep, they're
did I
coming
call
down.
it?
Everybody,
Did I call it? Here they come. Yep. Man, I could be a pit road race strategist, couldn't I? Here comes
well, this puts everybody back even, Wesley. Everybody should be back even. The one we're going to keep an eye on is those 5 trucks that pitted first. But I'm looking, everybody's looking like they're getting in their box pretty clean, it looks like. Yeah, so no mistakes on pit road. So
even Steven.
Yep, and it looks like Lumpkin, they're getting formed up again. They're catching each other on the turn 3 and 4. So they're going to get, they need to get single file there.
And look at this. Tucker is going to leave pit road, entering as the leader, exiting as the leader, and he's got his pack of RTR warriors behind him. Now, they're probably going to run him down, but here's the deal, Brady. This worked out perfectly because as the field storms by, they'll catch the tail end of the draft.
Yeah, and it looks like Brian Chu and these guys are going to get out ahead of them. So Brian Chu's going to take this lead. They got a full head of steam going about 184 miles an hour compared to Rhett Tucker going about 163. So they're definitely going to catch them, but I think they're all going to be bunched up again.
Wow.
It's going to be.
Katie, bar the door. It's shootout time at Daytona, Brady. That's basically the way to be the selling point. Here comes the outside. It's Brian Chu leading that cavalry. And obviously now, Rhett Tucker, Meg Ronigal, all these guys back up to speed, Brady. And you're going to see them get bypassed. But now, Rhett Tucker and Meg Ronigal, they got to find a way to get in line. Can they stay in line now and beat the speed to race Chu on the bottom? That's the question.
Yeah, now look, it's every man for themselves, Wesley. It's for all the marbles. So we're going to definitely see.
Look at Tucker. Not falling back like we thought. We thought he was going to fall back and try to find a way to tuck in line. And honestly, he's up to speed now. I think Brian Chu was a little bit more resilient or patient and didn't pounce in time. And they got Rhett Tucker back up to speed right where he needs to be. He's hanging on to that top spot going to 1. Under 30 laps to go now. Boy, oh boy.
So you got to throw fuel out the window, Wesley. You got to throw it out the window. We're about 3/4 of the way in here. The next 3.5 laps. So we're going to be side by side, and you may even see them get 3 wide here. It's definitely going to be, dog eat dog right here towards the end of this run.
Yeah, dog eat dog world, every man for himself. And we mentioned that, excuse me, you might be friends now, but as we come to the end of this thing, it's whoever's going to be. We got one in the grass. Hold on. In the grass, I believe that's White, Justin White. It might have been Hartwick, actually. Oh, boy, oh, boy. What was it, Thompson? Yeah, it was Thompson. Correction, Corey Thompson. Out of the draft, driving through the infield. And Brady, no caution. Will still stay green. The leaders work the back stretch, and it's Rhett Tucker out in front going to turn 3. Wow, gotta love it. Gotta love it. How's it going to go? How will this go? How will this shake down at the end here? Ooh, pick your poison, Brady. I mean, this is why we wanted to create something of this nature. Brady, I think Brady stepped away again. He's working on comms, he's working on strategy and everything. Yep. I got you. I thought you got dragged away.
No, as we see, Andrew McGronigle, he's going to go to the top.
McGronigle from the outside, from the bottom. Tucker right there. It will follow Santo and the pack. Clears by lap truck Aiden Kirk. Rogers storms through. Here comes Blanchard again. Oh, my. You know, Brady, they might have been teammates, but they ain't teammates now. 25 to go.
That's for sure. They're going for it, and man, we're seeing a lot of dicing. These trucks are moving around a lot right now, Wesley. I don't see it sustaining for the next, 25, 26 laps.
Can you say a storm's brewing?
Oh yeah, storm's definitely brewing.
25 remaining when they come to the line. 3/4 of the way through. One caution. Who is your pick out there in the NASRA world to win this race? It's a blowout right now. Well, Minnesota just scored a touchdown, 27 to now 13. But as we work to the end of this one, Brady, who is your pick in the chat box on Facebook, on YouTube for NASRA Racing? Comment. Let us know who's going to win it.
Oh, we see the 10 gets sideways right there. Chris
Barkley.
Blanchard, they save it. Yeah, they save it.
Barkley up in the front of the grill of the machine.
I know he's not going to be happy with me, Wesley, but if I had to make a pick, I'm going to go with that 18 of Justin Lumpkin. I like he has the 51 of Brian Chu behind him. Teammates, I just like those two guys working together for Sick With It Motorsports.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the 18 of Justin Lumpkin.
Don't jinx it, though. Don't jinx it. We always jinx these things, right?
Okay, but since I did it, you got to make a pick now.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to do what my daddy told me as a kid growing up. Daddy, who's going to win the race? The one that crosses the finish line first, son.
There you go.
You know what? I'm going to say, listen, I'm going to go for a long shot here. Chris Blanchard. This guy has really showed me something in the world of super speedway racing. I'm going to go for the red 9. Big red, number 9, Chris Blanchard. And while that happens, Rogers is going to go to the front. He says, psych you, Brady. Psych you, Wesley. I want to win this thing at Daytona. And we're starting to see 3 wide for the first time also, Brady, as they work through the tribal. Oh, guys. Hold it together. Oh, no, here we got trouble. Trouble. Crashing. Oh, is that Rogers? Rogers and Barkley, I think, just crashed. They're at the bottom of the apron. No caution. There's the yellow. Second caution of the race. It's out. Barkley and Rogers just crashed. Bottom of the apron out of turn number 4, going to 1. Pulse, poppers, fishing lures, caution out for the second time. Brady, I just mentioned Oh my goodness, they're going 3 wide. And there you see what just happened. Oh my.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now, the question is this, Brady LaBeouf. Do you pit on lap 78? Or is track position more important where you pitted less than what? 10 laps ago? 8 laps ago?
I mean, I wouldn't mind pitting right here. I mean, we still have, by the time we go back green, we're going to still have about 19 laps left. There's plenty of time for you to get up there, is what I'm getting at. So I wouldn't mind pitting right here. Get me 4 freshies and fill it up with fuel.
Ooh. Meg Ronigal, now the man leading the way. Tucker in second. And you know, Brady, the RTR esports strategy wasn't crazy after all. Under caution, second time here in Daytona. I gotta grab Red Tucker. We gotta find out this stuff here because it's already starting to come to fruition. Let's see if we can grab. Well, actually, I don't think that RTR Esports are in their box, so we can't grab them like we wanted to get for interviews. All right, Brady, money stop. I know we said 30 to go was the money stop. This is the money stop bonus right here. Everybody, for the most part, is going for it. If you're not looking at track position to try to gain for a win or looking for a wave around, if you will. All right. What's going on? What's happening? What's going to be? Jacob Reeves did not pit. Neither did Justin White.
But I'm okay with that, Wesley. Like I said, it was a 50-50. I mean, there's some guys that feel like track position's important. Some guys feel like, hey, if I felt like I was a little bit short right here, that, I might want to pit and just top her off for a green-white checker.
Well, let's find out the strategy for, of course, Jacob Reeves for Mission 1 Esports and McConey Setup Shops, Blue Line Racing tonight. Jacob, not pitting, 20 to go. Track position more important than tires and fuel?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been working good with the 2 truck of Justin White here tonight, and me and him, we had a strategy when we started this race, and it got us in the situation that we're in right now. And me and him were just talking about it. We were just looking at everybody else going in, like, why are they going in? Like we're good, like we're good on gas. Like literally, we're good on gas. We're probably about maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 laps to the good right now. So we're just kind of looking at them like, well, y'all go ahead. We'll just take the front row.
I think what me and Brady were talking about in those final green flag pit stops around lap 70 to 73 was that you could go the distance unless we go into multiple attempts of green-white checkers, and then you got to kind of stay on the apron of the racetrack. Am I right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, if it gets crazy to where it gets to about maybe 2 green-white checkers, then, we might be screwed, to be honest with you. But, like I said, me and him, we've worked together a bunch tonight. We've done some good things. Me and him, we've kind of went back and forth on when we wanted to pit. And I told him, I said, Justin, I'll be honest with you, I'd rather you make the decision because I don't want to screw us. So, but me and him been working pretty good tonight, and we've got 20 laps left. We'll see if we can close this bad boy out.
Hey, one more question as we're coming to 1 to go. The lights are off with the pace truck with 20 remaining here. 19 when you take the green flag of the Geico restart zone. What would it mean for Rome, Georgia's Jacob Reeves to be the inaugural King of Daytona?
It'd be awesome, honestly, Wesley. It'd be awesome to be the King of Daytona, to start, I've been around, with NASRA 360 for a while, and, I guess I'm kind of showing these guys that I'm not only good on the mic, I'm pretty good in the truck too. So, not trying to be cocky because my odds are now I'll probably get hooked, but you know, it would be awesome. Honestly, it would be awesome for for my family, my friends. I got a lot of people watching tonight. Shout out to them. Hopefully, hopefully we can get it done tonight. Bring home the trophy to Rome, Georgia.
Get after it. Good luck, buddy.
Appreciate it.
There you go. Of course, the driver of in that McConey setup shop Century ready to bring him back to green flag. Got his teammate Justin White flanked to the outside as well. We'll see how things go for the driver, of course, for Blue Line Racing, and of course the 57 for McConey Mission 1 Esports. That's Jacob Reeves from Rome, Georgia. All right, Brady. This is what we've been waiting for. We knew it was going to happen this way. Saddle up, partner. It's about to get wild in Daytona. I got a feeling. 20 to go. 19 now at the line. You wanted a good one. You got one, ladies and gentlemen. Back to speed. Green flag inside the Geico restart zone. Underway. Home stretch. 4/5 of the way down. 20 to go here at Daytona. And now Jacob Reeves will lead him back. Brady off into turn number 1. Whole shot. Teammate White behind. Blanchard, my pick, in third. They work off 2 to the super stretch. Back straightaway now. Reeves on the bottom. White will follow. He's under the tailgate. Blanchard right there in tow. Meg Ronigal, and here comes Brian Chu, Santo, your pick, Lumpkin on the outside. Brady, here they come storming at speed out of turn 4. Back to the line, 18 remaining. White looking high, looking low. Blanchard right there, he'll follow. Down in the corner. Reeves stays to the inside. White, hug to the bottom. Blanchard to the outside. Here comes Chu. Santo, Lumpkin. Brady, there's our picks right there in row 3, out back there, inside and outside, going to the third turn. Did we lose Brady again, Cody?
Oh, I'm here. I'm sorry. I was taking care of something.
To the line, 17 remaining. Reeves, leader, blocking him. Got his teammate White right there with him. 17 to go. Back to 1. Meg Ronigal up the hill. Oh, White. White slipped. Tries to go 3 wide. Meg Ronigal powers through to the outside. Gives a punt. The kick in the shorts. With now also Chu. Santo. Outside lane beginning to work as they go to 3.
This is
Oh, trouble. Oh, no.
real.
Meg Ronigal turned. White's in the fence. Santo crashes. Lumpkin spins. He crashes into Tribune. Santo's involved. Could that have been the big one? It just happened. Brian Chu barely got through, and so did Jacob Reeves. But Brady, he has lost his teammate, Justin White, because of that incident. Wow. Oh,
Yeah, we're about to see it here, Wesley.
I would say product of a bad bump draft gone wrong. Look at that right there. He went from the outside. Meg Ronigal thought he had a shot, thought he had Brian Chu to go with him. Chu, I think, hesitated, backed off there. Brady, and it got right in front of the left rear. Down into the corner. Look at this again. Hit the left rear. And, man, I wouldn't say Jacob Reeves is at fault, Brady. I would just say everybody's checking up there, and he went from the top to the bottom.
Yeah, you know, it was just he wasn't cleared. I guess he thought he was cleared and he come down. But, you know, you can't really blame the 57 for that one. I mean, he just comes down thinking that he's clear, and he just basically turns himself and takes himself out the race.
All right. So Reeves, Chu, Blanchard, now your top 3. Osborne, Tucker. Brady, I got to wonder how much damage is on the 18 truck of Justin Lumpkin. Is he on pit road?
I'll find out for you. Yeah, he's
Lumpkin
definitely on pit
yep.
road. Yep.
Oh, man. Damage, see if he's going to take time. 15 to go. Reeves, Chew, Blanchard now. Osborne, Tucker, top 5. Man, this is heartbreaking, Brady, especially for a guy like Meg Ronigal. The strategy that he had with Red Tucker, staying back, making those undercut pit stops, it worked out perfectly down the stretch. And now when it's go time with 15 to go, lap 85, well, you just saw what happened. Hey, let's take a break. I think Brady's handling business. I need to stop and reset and recharge my battery as well. We'll be back for the finish. The NASRA King of Daytona from the Worldwide Center of Racing, iRacing on NASRA 360 Racing Network. And if you're listening, we'll go to radio timeout on CRN, the Community Radio Network.
Laps to go. They are about to come take the green. It's definitely going to be an eventful race here, sprint to the finish. These guys have been racing for 86, 87 laps so far, and here we go. We're going to reset the field. We're going to have Jacob Reeves in that 57 Mission 1 Esports, Brian Chu sick with it in that 51 machine. Ed Osborne, he was a lap down earlier, Wesley, but we've seen him come back, and now he's running fourth.
Yep.
Rhett Tucker in that 99 machine, and he's got a teammate on his outside, Zachary Dowse right there. Cole Hendrickson, Zach Hartwick, Steve Barnett had that pass-through penalty just a while ago in that last caution. He's back to 9th. And Justin Lumpkin, Kerry Tribute right there in that 7, Highline Racing. We've seen Justin Lumpkin on pit road to get some of that damage fixed. Man, it's definitely going to be an exciting finish, I believe.
And we just saw where they literally were starting to break apart and going 3 and 4 wide. And we saw the incident that took place between, of course, Barkley and the 10 and going and Thompson going below the apron. And you see that exchange happen. Rogers and Barkley having their deal. And now we'll see what happens now with the rest of the pack. We're ready to go back to green with now Jacob Reeves and Brian Chu on the front row in the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air. 14, now 13 laps to go to decide the inaugural NASRA King of Daytona at the Virtual World Center of Racing. Reeves is the leader. Chu is coming back on the outside, and he's got help with Osborne out of 2 there, Brady.
Absolutely, and we're going to see if anybody is going to work with Rhett Tucker. We know the 71 of Zach Dowse is going to. But we'll see if these guys, these NASRA regulars, you see Brian Chu, Ed Osborne, Jacob Reeves, Chris Blanchard, if these guys are going to work together to make sure one of them secures this victory, or if we're going to see Red Tucker go 3 wide here, maybe try to make a run on the outside, that third line. We haven't seen it so far yet. But and as I say that, we're going to see Steve Barnett kind of make a
Wow.
run right there with Carey Tribute. That's Highline teammates, Wesley.
Barnett, the winner Monday night in that playoff round 1 at Charlotte, one of the non-Fast 20 contenders. But he made a statement at the Mecca of Motorsports virtually Monday in the Sim Racer Hub Series. Now, what's he gonna do here? By the way, Monday night we're at Bristol, baby, for round 2 of the playoffs. William Tiller, myself will be on the call. Working the back stretch now. 12, make it 11 to go. I just think, Brady, it's too early. I just think it's too early right now to break out of line and make a move yet. I really do.
Oh,
I
I completely
sincerely
agree,
do.
Wesley. I completely agree. I tell you what, though, in this
Yeah.
position right now, I want to be one of the first 4 trucks.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why. I trust Chris Blanchard and Ed Osborne pushing me. So if I'm
Right,
Jacob
right.
Reeves, I'm Brian Chu, I feel comfortable that nothing wrongdoing is going to happen. And as I say that, this outside lane gets disorganized.
Yeah.
But I want to be in that position because I feel safe, right? I feel like, okay, I can make some laps and get to the end of this thing. And if something happens, it's probably going to be behind me if I'm Jacob Reed.
Well, we're about to find out because we're working our way to the line. This time by lap 91. We'll flash on the scoring pylon. Make it 10 laps to go from the flag stand through the tri-oval. Now it's time for the payout window to open. Get your chess pieces in play. It's checkmate at Daytona to be the king. They're back into turn 1. Hendricks into the lead. Where did he come from? Top side, 101. Reeves battles back again. Brady out of 2.
Absolutely. He's going to get a big push by Brian Chu right there in that 51. And as we see, Steve Barnett's trying to make that third line happy. We see Justin Lumpkin. He was on pit road for a extended amount of damage. He's back there on that inside line, a 4 trucking line right there. Will.
And still on the lead lap, might I add. Your pick is back in the game. And now Blanchard, my pick, right behind the leader, Jacob Reeves. Who's going to go? Who's going to follow? Hendrickson on the outside. Chu on the top. Still 2x2 like Noah leading the virtual animals to the arc into turn 1.
And they're going to continue to go side by side. Cole and Brian's going to still try to make that outside lane work right here. If I'm Jacob Reeves, I'm feeling comfortable having Chris Blanchard behind me. I feel great about it. But that outside, if they could just get organized a little bit more, I'm going to be anxious to see if Cole's going to take that inside line. And he is. He is going to go in front of Jacob Reeves. So no harm, no foul there, Wesley. But what is Brian Chu going to do? Is he going to come back up here and try to take this lead from Cole?
You're a poet and didn't even know it. Chu, what you gonna do? What you gonna do as they come to the line? 8 laps to go. Osborne, Blanchard, now setting their sights on Brian Chu. He'll go to the lead. That's what he'll do. Back to turn number 1 and 8 remaining.
Side by side again, in the middle of 1 and 2, coming off of 2 right here. Ed's going to try to get to that bumper, that 51 Brian Chu, and push him, and they're going to get a huge run going down the back straightaway.
At speed, back stretch. Chu back to the outside. Seems like he just runs that line better. Osborne will follow. Hart, well, look at that now. Dowsett is up there. Been quiet. Hooked up with RTR earlier in the race. Right back in the dance again. By the way, Tucker back to 12th. All this going on. 7 to go at Daytona. Sometime now, we're going to start seeing them fan apart. 3, 4 wide. Friends will become foes. Foes will become allies, at least to Brady LaBeouf. Get theirself where they want to be for a chance to win this race as they work off 2 with Henderson on the bottom.
Absolutely, Wesley. And you saw Brian Chu actually got clear of Cole Hendrickson right there. So he didn't take it. He stayed up high with Ed. That tells me that he wants Ed to work with him. He showed
That's right.
Ed, hey, I'm staying with you, buddy. I'm sticking with you. I'm not leaving your side like Cole left me. So, hey, let's get to the finish and let's try to, get ahead and maybe, finish first, second, first, third. We'll see how it plays out.
to the line, through the trioval, funnels back to the stripe. 6 laps to go. They flash past the flag stand at speed. Back into turn number 1. Up the high banks of Daytona's. 33 degrees. Hold on to it. Back into the corner. Hendrickson to the lead. Reeves now back to second. Blanchard right there in your top 3. Chew and Osborne. Oh, starting to get dicey there, but again, they still stay 2 by 2. A lot of give and take right now I'm seeing here in the end of this race, Brady. This is surprising me as we come to 5 to go.
I mean, some amazing racing we're seeing. You know, as you see these trucks wiggling back and forth, like I said earlier in the broadcast, Wesley, this is not easy doing. And then we see Jacob Reeves makes a move to get back into the lead. Jacob wants to win this race so bad, and he's going to do whatever it takes to make that happen. And he's doing a great job right here with 5 laps to go.
Working open hand flagman back to the corner into turn number 1 and 2. They got slow traffic up ahead with a lap truck. Down the back stretch, down the super stretch. Here they come. They'll overtake it. Hendrickson on the bottom. Chew now right behind the tailgate of Reeves' truck. Now to the inside. Driver left. Santos says, have at it, boys. 3 wide in the middle. Hot dog flying out of the bun. Brian Chew. Here comes now the 71 of Doust. He'll stick his nose in the battle. Red Tucker in the middle. Meg Ronigal back in the battle as they got 4 to go as they come to the line in Daytona.
Yeah, and what you have to see right here, Wesley, is you don't want to get like Brian Chew has to protect that middle line. I know he's running that outside line, but what he doesn't want to do is give up the inside of it, if that makes sense. He doesn't want to get pushed to that third line, so it's a slippery slope. I know you're trying to push, you know, Jacob Reeves in this 57 right here, but what you don't want to do is get put where you don't want to be at.
Bouncing off the wall, Doust. Hit the safer barrier. A concrete spark, if you will. A cloud of dust now subsides. Down into turn number 3. Reeves up high. Hendrickson on the bottom. It looked like a pyramid for a minute. And now the Doust bonsais off a truck. 1 goes below the bottom of the apron. Hold on to it. That's, I believe, Lumpkin or Hartwig trying to get back in the battle again. 3 to go at the line. Wow. Now it's getting good in the neighborhood. And I don't mean Applebee's, Brady LaBeouf.
Absolutely. As we see a slow truck right there, that's the number 10 of Jared Barkley.
And what might have been for the 10 of Jared Barkley. He now scoots out of the way. 3 wide. Dosito is about to become a crowd as they work their way to the back stretch into turn number 3, and they're going to go 3 wide. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 is becoming 3 wide, working off the corner out of turn 4. Hendrickson on the bottom. LaBeouf got a bump from Chew. In the middle, Doust. Tucker to the outside. Blanchard to the bottom. 2 to go in Daytona. Boy, oh boy. Inside, outside, watch him dive back into the corner. Down Hendrickson to the bottom. Reeves will stay to the middle. Here comes Rhett Tucker. Tucker Brady going to the outside as they work the back straightaway.
Oh, man, this is just the build-up right here. We're coming to the white flag. We knew that this was going to be a possibility right here. This 3 wide right here. We're going to see as I like where Jacob Reeves is at.
Whoa,
but also
whoa.
like, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, but I think that they can make it. I think they can make it.
Hopefully they can. They're banging. They're slamming off of one another from the year of the draft. It's Tucker on the outside. He's on the outside. Darren's nail gun repair. 1 to go. Final race. Who's going to be the king of Daytona? They center off into turn 1. Reeves has it in the middle into turn 1 and 2, Brady, as they go into the corner for the final time off 2.
And it's very, very tight coming off of 2, but we're going to see who can get the run. Is it going to be Cole and Chris, or is it going to be Rhett and Ed? Is it going to be Jacob Reeves and Brian Chew? Who's going to make it back to the line?
3 by 3 by 3 like 2 by 4s fighting over construction into turn number 3. Reeves now slips back. Tucker gets connected. He slams into Chew. They're wrecking. Osborne's collected. Meanwhile, Hendrickson breaks in front of Blanchard. Blanchard's got the draft. Can he pull out a line? He cannot. It is going to be Hendrickson, the man we told you, making his debut in NASRA. winning here as the inaugural King of Daytona. Wow. The 101, Cole Henriksen, pulling off the amazing last charge. And Brady, what a
finish.
run
What
for
a
that
finish.
driver. Probably one of the best NASRA finishes we've seen. And we went the entire 100-lap distance with no overtime needed. Wow.
Yeah, after we see Cole's celebration here, I would like to see if we can get our producer to bring up that last corner, just so we can see those events coming to the start finish line.
Boy, that was amazing. That was amazing. I don't know if you guys do the social media stuff like I know you do, but this would be something to take and create as a highlight reel. Maybe the highlights of this race to promote NASRA, because what a moment. Cole Henriksen for a Highline Racing. Right place, right time. And the Rue Works entry, Brady, is going to celebrate as the inaugural winner in the King of Daytona here tonight. And this race did not disappoint. There you see his Chevrolet, the bow tie below the flag stand, doing some burnouts. Here is a look at that last lap, Brady. Obviously, I gave the play-by-play, blow-by-blow. You have the color commentary part of this now as they come to the white flag, my friend.
Yeah, and I'm anxious to see right here. We saw a couple of, oh man, Ed just trying to push Red. Red Tucker told Ed, hey, push me, come on, let's go. So Ed was just, doing everything he can. They wanted to make that third lane work, and then all of us, it was just Chris pushing Cole. I mean, great job by those guys. That's just Jacob and Steve side by side, a little bit of bumping to finish
Did
third.
you see
Steve-
Barnett, Brady? Did you see
Yes.
Steve Barnett spun in reverse going down the straightaway, going to turn one after he took the flag? Wow.
Yeah, him and Jacob were bumping each other to get to the start finish line. They both made it, no harm, no foul. So just a great finish right there. And like I said, they were 3 wide. Ed was just doing everything he could to get Red up there. So kudos to them. And here's our top 10.
This race, no doubt, lived up to the billing of what we wanted it to be for the inaugural King of Daytona. Let's take a look at the results. Cole Henriksen is your winner. Christopher Blanchard, my pick, has to settle for second. But I'm telling you, though, Brady, there's something about Chris Blanchard in these super speedway tracks, man. He's literally there at the end of them, and sometimes he wins. Nothing wrong with second.
Absolutely not. You got Steve Barnett in third place. The driver that we were
Jacob
looking at,
Reeves.
Jacob Reeves from Mission One Esports, finishes fourth. Kerry Tribute, top 5 finish tonight. Brian Chu, 6. Zach Hortwick, we've seen him run in the back. The driver that I picked, finishing 8th. Justin Lumpkin. So maybe not so much of a commentary curse, Wesley.
Right,
Red
right.
Tucker, 9th. And at 99 for RTR Esports. Andrew McGronigal, last week's duel number 2 winner. The 2 duel winners, duel 1 and duel 2 finished 9th and 10th. So Cole, Henriksen, he breaks the curse. We saw RTR,
right.
Do all this, and then he comes in here. I believe he's running for Highline Racing. So
Yes, he is.
Zachary
yes, he is.
Dowson, 11th. Ed Osborne in 12th. Tony Plakunigan at 13th, Andrew Sostin at 14th, Jared Barclay 15th, Brandon Bullock 16th. We saw him have problems in those cautions. A lot of these guys that we're about to mention were caught up in other cautions, early cautions. Justin White, Curtis Rogers, Aiden Kirk, Torrey Thompson finishing in the top 20, Huck Wigginton 21st, and Hunter Parsons 22nd. 22 trucks tonight. Myself is the race control, so I should have ran this race, Wesley.
Brady, only 3 cautions in this race. I mean, that just shows you the caliber of the talent these NASRA drivers are, for sure.
Absolutely. And I think it's time. If you're ready, I'm ready, Wesley. We'll bring in our third place finisher right here,
Yeah.
Steve Barnett.
Let's grab Steve Barnett. Obviously, we spoke to him in victory lane after winning the playoff round 1 at Charlotte. And, of course, spinning backwards through the tri-oval at the checkered flag. But you had already crossed the line. Third place, Steve Barnett, of course, that hillbilly, number 42, driving for Highline Racing. What a night for Highline Racing, Brady.
Absolutely.
One
And
first and third.
absolutely. We saw Steve get that pass-through penalty for his pit exit.
Yeah.
He got a lucky break with that caution. Comes back to finish third. Steve, you got a copy?
Steve Barnett, you got a copy, buddy.
Hello.
There you go.
Hey, Steve. Well, we saw you kind of have an up and down race. We saw pitch strategy. You involved with that. We saw, you come, you go, come and go. Come out with a top 3 finish. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Pete's.
I would say it's pretty lucky. I don't know. I tried to hold on to the lead draft short pitting and I lost that. Then I had a pass through and really all just came down to putting the pedal through the floor and working with my teammates.
Steve, I got to ask you this question, bud. I mean, you've been running these super speedway races with NASRA for a while. Obviously, the storm brewed, but maybe at the wrong time. Would you say so? Maybe, do you think we should have maybe started seeing 10, 15 to go racing like we saw with 3 laps remaining, or was that just absolutely perfect what the doctor ordered to determine you being on the podium?
Yeah, man, I was trying to get it 3 wide with about 10 to go. I didn't like running too wide, and I couldn't get any takers, so I just followed back in line and was hoping that the outside line would wreck and not come down into the inside line. And actually, what's his name? Blanchard, he's a high line driver too, so we were 1, 2, 3 coming to the checkered, so I think that was a perfect finish.
Well, I'll tell you what, this one was wild for sure. Man, thank your sponsors. Obviously, you'll finish third. I know it says 7th, but that's obviously when scoring changed. What do you think of these NASRA special events, these Speed Week shows? Would you run the next one? Obviously, Talladega, another big event coming up.
I'll be there. Super speedways are really fun and definitely got a good team to work with on them. And I'll be at the next one for sure. I'd like to thank Highline Racing and Jason and apologize to my teammate Hunter for turning him early in the race, but he was having a little bit of blinking issues, so there wasn't anything I could do about that. But yeah, that's it. Oh, and Hillbilly Custom Baits.
There you go, Steve Barnett. He'll finish in the number 3 position. All right, Brady, we'll grab Chris Blanchard, and that man will finish in the runner-up spot. And Chris, you were my pick. There's something about that big red 9 on the super speedways. Just come up 1 spot shy, man. You're taking this race tonight at Daytona for NASRA.
Well, I had a good chance of it, but Cole was in front of me the other night when I won at Daytona. I think it was on either Monday Night League. So he was in front of me, but he got wrecked on the last lap. So kind of a little redemption. I figured I would stick to his bumper and push him to the win because he helped me get there too. So, but what a race, guys! What did you think?
No, I thought it was great, Chris. We saw, a lot of, it was kind of weird. Wesley and I came in here to call this race 100 laps. We, thought for sure with no stage breaks, it's kind of unaccustomed for NASRA to have a race without stage breaks. So, no really, pit strategy is what we thought going into it, meaning that you guys can run, 32 to 35, 36 laps on fuel run. So we were kind of surprised when we started seeing people pit on like lap 12 to 17. And then we saw guys, running, the full run of 30 laps and then, a couple of cautions bunched the field back up. And then we saw some more pit strategy there at the end. What was your take on this whole entire race and how it played out?
It was kind of weird because Brady was doing the drivers meeting and I missed the grid. So and then actually I think it was Cole might have missed the grid too. So we both missed the grid.
Yes.
We almost went a lap down. The RTR guys are like spot on when it comes to super speedway. So if you can get 4 trucks in a line and hooked up and going, that's better than having 15 or 20 that are struggling. So they kind of forced our hand to pit pit early because they came in on, I think, lap 12. So what they were doing is they were doing the you would have had the short pit anyway, so they did it at the beginning and then went 30 and 30 and 30. But Cole and I stayed out and we ran our fuel out, and we got down to like 2 laps left before we had to pit and the caution came out, because the guys that ran 30 laps, they had a caution going into pit road. So that saved us, and I think everybody did a great job tonight. It was very clean. There was nobody got mad on the radio. That was a plus. I think the group of guys that we had, I mean, there's guys that I raced with on Monday and Friday nights, and there's guys that I've never even heard of before. So it was a good race, and everybody did a good job.
Absolutely. And, you know, you're retiring at the end of the season from Monday nights. You're going to be going to port time. So retiring from full-time runnings. Tell us a little bit, because we saw you win at Daytona. We saw you almost win tonight at Daytona. What do you have in store for tomorrow night for the Cops Truck Series at Talladega?
I'm gonna put myself in a chance to win. That's my goal. If if Ed Osborne's in front of me, I'm gonna push him to the end. But if I have a chance, if somebody else is in front of me and I have a chance to win, I'm gonna take it. But I'm definitely gonna try to be there at the end.
Gotta love that, Brady. Great sportsmanship. I mean, even just like you heard him say, Hendrickson, I returned the favor. He gave me a punt. He gave me a push. He got crashed. I won, and then he turned around and did the same thing. You didn't pull out of line. And I think there was a lot of respect given and earned, no doubt, in this race, man. Chris, thank you so much, bud. See you on Monday night.
I don't know if anybody else has had the same problem with me, but our trading paints that shows our paint schemes wasn't working. Like, all the trucks were white except Cole's. Cole's was the only one around me that had his paint scheme showing. It was black.
Well,
so.
luckily we didn't have that problem, Brady. Hopefully, thank goodness. I did an iRacing broadcast. I did an iRacing broadcast the other Thursday night, as a matter of fact, or the other Wednesday night, Brady, where we had literally cars with wrong wrap jobs or the primer colors, and we made the best out of it. And I don't want to do that again. So we got lucky.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: I was practicing for Bristol today, and my paint scheme wasn't showing up either. So hopefully, Trading Paints gets that done, especially for tomorrow night. You know, hopefully, we won't have no hiccups with that broadcast. But Chris, before we let you go, we'll let you give some shout out.
Just, you guys do a great job. I know it's frustrating week to week with the guy. Everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to do good. So I just want to do a shout out to you guys. You guys are doing a great job, and keep it up. It sucks that life is getting ahead of me, so I gotta cut down a little bit on Monday nights, but I will definitely be there part time, and then I plan on racing full time Friday nights as of right now. But hopefully I can still do that. So keep up the good work, guys, and let's do it again tomorrow night.
Chris, you were my pick. I don't want to ever have anybody ever say that the announcer jinx happens because you pick drivers, okay? You just were one spot shy.
By the way, Cole does not like running super speedway races, and Hunter Parsons brought him in to race this race. So he was saying that. So give him a good shout out when he comes in, because he definitely deserved it.
All right, buddy.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, so Brady, let's go to Victory Lane. The inaugural winner of the NASRA King of Daytona. Well, Brady, I'll let you do the honors. You're the boss of NASRA.
No, that's all right, but I'll take it from here. Cole, man, we just heard Chris say that you don't really like these races, but you come out on top in Victory Lane. Tell us a little bit about the race. We saw you miss the start at the beginning. You got caught behind, trying to play, catch up the whole entire race, it seemed like. And finally there, that last run, we saw you and Jacob Rees side by side for about 10 laps, and then Chris Blanchard there pushing you to victory. Tell us a little bit how your night went.
Yeah, it was definitely a little odd because I realized I missed the start. I was trying to get the Bristol truck race on, actually, so I missed the start while doing that. But Yeah, we got back out there, and me and Chris, we partnered up for a while. Got into a pack that had pitted early, and we got really lucky on that caution. I think we were like 2 laps away from pitting, so we got really lucky on that. And I think after that, it just kind of put us back in the game. So I don't know, for whatever reason, we always seem to be right by each other. So I knew when I saw that red truck, I had a safe guy to run with. So I just got to give a big
Oh, yeah.
shout out to him. He was pushing the heck out of me. So
And I don't know if you call it. I don't know if you call it what Chris Blanchard said, Hendrickson, but he literally said, "Hey man, he pushed me to a win a few weeks ago at Daytona, and he got wrecked, and I was going to return the favor. I even though I was behind him, I wasn't going to leave my wingman. I was not going to jump out of line and try to take that win from him. And of course, what a moment for Highline Racing, first and third."
yeah, that's awesome. I mean, it's I know when they said we went 1, 2, 3 there, I was so pumped that we could all get up there and do that. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think. It was the final regular season race that was able to push him to a win. So, yeah, it was cool that he was able to have roles reversed there and do that for me. So, just a great finish for the team. Really, I'm stoked. This might change my mind a little bit on the super speedway stuff.
Well,
I'll
I can
tell you
tell you
what.
this, Cole. I can tell you this real quick. Sorry, Wesley.
No, go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna chime in at this part. But Cole, this is, I believe, your second super speedway race with us at NASRA. I think I have about 15 of these under my belt in the past 3 years with NASRA, and I'm still 0 for 15. The best finish I have is second. So definitely soak this one in, enjoy it, because you never know if this is going to be your only one or if you're going to get another one. So you may hate super speedway racing, but I would love it tonight, buddy.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I was waiting to get right hooked there. It's always seems to happen. And I tell you what, I think shout out to my buddy Hunter Parsons. I think him crashing out. Anybody that knows him, we always say he has Parsons luck. He always makes it through every wreck. And I guess him wrecking out tonight, that must have shifted the luck over to me.
Well, buddy, congratulations to you, man. Whatever else you do in the world of iRacing, you'll have this tally of being the inaugural king of the NASRA 250, inaugural king of Daytona.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm glad I could do that, and look forward to. I guess I got to come to Talladega now, huh?
Well, yeah, you got the bullseye on your chest now. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Hendrickson winning Highline Racing first and third, along with Steve Barnett. Chris Blanchard right there in the middle. Your top three for the inaugural running of the NASRA King of Daytona 250 here from the Virtual World Center of Racing. Brady LaBeouf, your final thoughts, buddy, and want to say props to Cody Donald, a phenomenal job on the production. It was a great race. Very surprised the way things turned out, no doubt, but in the end, obviously, I think there was a lot of respect on the racetrack, a lot of respect by everybody in the comms. Nobody got mad, no frustration, no trash talking like we normally see in the Discord chat when people get hot-headed and mad. Tonight was a good night for this NASRA special event, and it's on to Talladega in October.
We've been doing this for this King of Daytona, I want to say, for, a month, 4 weeks, however you want to put it. The qualifier. We got great reviews from us doing the qualifying, the single qualifying runs, covering it, bringing drivers in, you and I running down pit road. Maybe we'll play a clip of that next time on the virtual scene. But interviewing the guys, getting to know the guys on a personal level, Wesley, and then going to duel. Getting to the duel races, 1, 2. Hearing Andrew McGonigal, winning that duel race number 2 and saying, hey, this is my last night, for racing for a while because I got a newborn coming next week. So shout out to Andrew McGonigal on his newborn baby coming any day now.
Yes.
RTR making a name for themselves as the team to beat in this inaugural King of Daytona. NASRA doing this great job with me, yourself, Cody not producing. We've had TJ Moore help out with race controlling. We've had Mike McKinnon step in
Yep,
my
yep.
absence and help out. Just all the people that make this thing happen. I don't think people realize, they think, oh, hey, you just go and scrounge up 20 guys and, you set a session and the guys join it. And there's a lot of that goes into these events, especially when you cover them and you broadcast them. There's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes with yourself, myself, studying these entry lists, getting to know these
Yep.
guys, where
Yep.
they're from, their sponsors, teams. Cody Knott, doing a great job helping me updating files on Excel and being transparent with the whole entire league. The guys have a drivers chat. The guys get to know each other. It's almost like a second Facebook, right? You get to know who you're racing against. You become friends with guys. You become teammates with guys. So you might have some guys that leave here tonight that may have not had the great finish that they wanted, but they can say, "Hey, I liked working with that guy." Maybe when they do King of Talladega, I'm going to go and join forces with that guy. We can make a team for this and have a great run next time. So
That's
that's
right.
my final thoughts.
And again, I literally got done doing play-by-play for radio for football before coming in here. And like you said, Brady, you've got to prep. You've got to prepare. We just don't bring people in here to get on a microphone and try to call just names on a screen. I hate that. I love to prep. I love to prepare. I want to have the right information, the right stats. Yeah, I might butcher a name or two because they're too damn hard or they're pronunciated differently than what we try to do. But we're
Absolutely.
quick to say I'm sorry, and we're also quick to try to find a way to put out a quality broadcast. And I want to say thank you again for letting me be the guy in the chair. I am coming back for season 3 of the NASRA Sim Racer Hub Truck Series. I don't know if you told anybody that publicly, but yeah, man, I enjoy NASRA. It's honored to be back. I was one of the original people that got it started back in 2020 and had to step away due to reasons. And just to be asked to come back and to work with so many great people, I am sincerely enjoying the ride. And man, it is amazing, Brady, what you've done with the North American Sim Racing Association.
Absolutely. And we're glad to have you back, Wesley. Also, look, shout out. Nobody hears Cody Knott's name enough. He's my right hand man, the vice president of NASRA. He's here producing. He could be doing a lot of other things on a Thursday night, like watching football or the NASCAR race. He's here with us producing. We love the graphics, the overlays that he puts together for
Oh, yeah.
this. He's a perfectionist, so he's always doing that. So shout out to Cody Knott. And like I said, King of Daytona is over. King of Talladega is up next. And if you were watching tonight and you want to get involved with this, join the Discord, sign up, join our Facebook page, find
Sure,
us, Brady
sure.
LaBeouf, Facebook. You can find me wherever. There's not too many Brady LaBeoufs in this world. Sign up for King of Talladega because it's going to be 10 times better than what it was tonight when we start getting more drivers in here, Wesley.
And Brady, in closing, I think we should have a King of iRacing Super Speedway. I think that'll be pretty darn cool as well. I don't know if you've ever run that track. Yeah,
Absolutely.
pretty popular when it first came out.
Well, we're starting off slow. Daytona, Talladega. We might bring in Atlanta Motor Speedway,
Yeah,
iRacing Super Speedway. So we're going to take it month by month, but we are going to be. It is a month-long event. We're going to do qualifying. We're going to do the dual races, the build-up. I love
sure.
the build-up and the intensity into this race. It puts a little bit more emphasis on it, Wesley, because
Yes.
it's a month-long event. You're not just showing up to run it and then, hey, I was the king for 1 week. No, you were king for a month, buddy.
That's right. Highline Racing first and third. Of course, again, the winner is the driver, Mr. Corey Henriksen, winner of the inaugural 2023 King of Daytona. You've been tuned in to the NASRA 360 Racing Network and listening on CRN, the Community Radio Network. And of course, for Cody Knott, Brady LaBeouf, this is Wesley Outland, Cole Henriksen, bragging rights galore, the King of Daytona and NASRA of 2023. For everybody at NASRA, be good to one another. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And don't forget about the Cup Series from Talladega tomorrow night. Good night from the virtual World Center of Racing.